Hey everyone, it's Lindsay with The Creative Arrow, and today I'm going to do my third completed art journal, and this will be the full tour where I go through each page, what my inspirations were, what materials I used, and stuff like that. So follow along. I'm going to go through this one page by page, and it'll be a journey from front to back. So in the beginning of this one, I didn't really do anything with the cover. As you can see, there's some scribbles in here, and it's actually my daughter Emmy, so I just dated that one so I know what it was from and who did it. I actually started with this page here, just my intro page. This is just pen and ink and marker. Put my name on there and did some simple doodles. And then once I finished the whole book, I actually came back and did this page. And it's a little simple collage, but I really loved this little text that I added. Within these pages are tiny little pieces of my heart, because I feel like when I complete an art journal, this is essentially what I'm holding, is tiny pieces of my heart. Here's some more simple pen and ink and marker stuff. Heaven is a little closer by the water. I did this at my husband's family's cabin up in Wisconsin. This is the very first Inktober I tried doing back in 2021. My daughter filled in this little spot here, so I signed her name and added the date for that as well. And I didn't get super far this year. Vessel ended up being one of my favorite ones. I used the body is just a vessel for the soul to travel in this dimension, and that was kind of like my inspiration for that. But this is all pen and ink work. I put some of the Raven poem by Edgar Allan Poe in there. This is kind of the first introduction of my ghost character, which comes later. And I didn't get too far with this. I think I got as far as, well, this one took me a long time, and I used alcohol marker and realized that it bled through, so I was a little sad about that. I got as far as day 12, stuck. And you can see even Sour ended up being less detailed and stuff like that. So this was my first attempt at Inktober, and it did not go to fruition. These are simple things that I drew for my daughter, and she colored them in. We went through a whole Halloween characters monster phase. And this is where some of it is a little out of order. So this is actually October from 2023, and this is December of 2022. But a little collage work on this side, and then a little bit of marker on this side, brush pen, marker, and then I added water on top. So it has like a watercolor effect. More collage work. This is a simple pen and ink sketch of presents that I thought was just super cute. More collaging on this side. This is just cut and paste kind of things. I didn't actually add any kind of other drawing or painted mediums on here. Some more work. There's actually a lot of work from my kids in this art journal specifically, and I actually didn't mind it because there's so many pages here, and as I go back through, I mean, this is just stuff that I get to look back and reminisce on as well, so that was really nice. This is a little pocket. It's got some little memorabilia. This is, I think, something that my daughter, colored for me. I definitely make sure that I put dates on anything that my kids do. That way I know like exactly when they did it and how old they were when they did it. This was another one where I did the brush pen marker and then added water on top for a watercolor effect. This was my word for the new year of 2024, mindful. I just added a little definition there. Pen and ink and marker, collage, combination of me and my daughter. This was a reflection on the year of 2022. So I just went through every month and I added a little thing. April, my other daughter being born, different birthdays, trips, vacations. This is another practice I like to do for every year. This is one that I actually have a couple videos on, embrace and release. I like to do that at the beginning of a new year as well, embracing things that I want to keep and like focus on, and releasing things that I don't want to focus on in the new year. Another word, And then this one was like a self-love kind of thing. These are like all my little hobbies and self-care moments. Another self-care list with watercolor behind it. And this was the first Inktober that I actually finished to completion. So this was 2023, yes. And this is where my first ghost is. And I love him, he's just the sweetest. So every 3 days he pops up. And so this is all pen and ink here for a couple of days. And I kind of wanted to keep like a spooky theme or a Halloween theme to it as much as I could. Here's my ghost again, Toad. And then I was struggling with doing just watercolor, or sorry, just pen and ink. So I added some watercolor on this one. And you'll notice some of these have some different mediums as well, because I do get kind of bored. So this is a collage with some acrylics on it. This has colored pencil added to it. This is all watercolor. So some of it is still pen and ink, and then some of it I have to add different things. Oh, here we gotta go this way. So here's my ghost again, dagger. And then I think he actually shows up twice here. Yep. So since I had the angel, I had to have the demon, and I did some colored pencil here. And then this is all acrylics, super cute. So some of it was super simple and some of it was more creative. And then this is acrylics and stickers, marker. This is my version of Dangerous. This is what my daughter did for Dangerous. It's a zombie and she has all the blood and stuff. She was really happy with it. I was a little scared. Remove and Feast. I had a little sparkly watercolor there to the sash. Rush and Fire. This is me chasing my toddler around. And that was my first completed Inktober. Some more pen and ink stuff. I was kind of stuck in pen and ink after that, so these are in December, but they're just some quick sketches. This is all just pasting different die cut pieces, and I just kind of loved arranging it, so that was another fun thing. And I just kind of went through a phase of gluing and a little bit of collaging, a little bit of painted elements in these ones, but collaging became a huge thing in the beginning of 2024. So this one I mapped out. This is when I first started really trying to do a video a week for my YouTube channel, and you can kind of see I set different goals for myself and then like checked it off as I went. Some encouraging goals here, another sketch from my daughter, more collage work. This one is a video on YouTube and it actually is one of my more popular ones. I really just love how it came out. More kind of keeping myself on task of different journal pages completed and different videos made. This one is all watercolor collage. And then I was going through a phase where I was coming up with journal prompts. So this is the first year I started doing journal prompts, and so I would add them in here and I'd try to exit off as I went. So I do have quite a few of those in here. I don't do that so much anymore, but I feel like this one I was trying to fill the pages. I think this one is also on YouTube. There's probably quite a few of these on YouTube. This one I painted with acrylics and it's beautiful, and then my daughter added these. They're just like double-sided tape, so I can remove them if I want to, but the more I left them, the more they, you know, really just became part of the piece. This is me keeping track of my progress on YouTube, because that was just like a fun little thing to do. I don't do that anymore either. I feel like it's not as good for me on a day-to-day basis for my mental health. Especially since all of this, the whole purpose of all of my YouTube stuff is really for me. If it benefits other people, that's great, but I really do it for myself. That's why I started it, and that's why I know I will continue doing it. So this is all painted in the background, and then I've got like gold accents and a pen on top with a little bit of white gel pen, and I really just love how this came together. This is my own text. I gave you my heart, whole, hopeful, and flowering, and here it lies in broken pieces. So this isn't anything from my own personal experience at this time, but something that a friend was going through. I think this one is also on YouTube as well. Oh, I love this cutout page. This cutout page is really fun. Playing around with stuff during Valentine's Day, the month of February. I have actually a lot of kind of cutout playing and Valentine's Day stuff in this one. So this is acrylics with a cutout piece here, more acrylics on the other side. A rose by any other name. This one is marker, this one's acrylics, more Valentines. This is my daughter, this is my side. So we kind of did a combination there. I think this is a reel on YouTube, but this is just a fun little thing I did really quickly for Valentine's Day. This one has a open portion, a little letter to my husband. And this one I was practicing just different color combinations, and I was really just kind of seeing what my colors were in my acrylics at that time. More collaging. This is a sticker over some watercolor. More collaging. I did lots of collaging with this one. Ooh, this is another cutout page. I also was having a lot of fun experimenting with cutout pages. And they're just so fun because they challenge you a little bit with how you have to like plan ahead and then kind of work around the cutout so it works from both sides. And so that's just a fun little thing to do for myself. These are my February journal prompts. And then these are some of those. This is one that I kind of did based off of all of them. So I added a lot of the words in there. This is my ghost coming back again because he's just so cute. So I had to bring him back for Snuggle and Cupid. More collaging. This is a fun little doodle that I did, kind of one of those like continual line drawings and just kind of seeing if I can get some like flowers in there, and then a little bit of like some fun text and word stuff. Some notes on my class that I started on how to start an art journal, which I actually have on my website, and I can link that down below. And then this one I did also based off of a friend, and I love it. Let he who be worthy unlock my heart. And so it's just like pen and ink with stickers. And it kind of went along with this side. I covered the whole background with lyrics from a song and then collaged and painted over top of it, and I love how that turned out, and they just work really well together. More collaging, Say Us to Heaven, which was a Lana Del Rey song that was really like kind of inspiring me at that time. Just a little like text that I did there, a note from my friend, so I keep those in this fun little pocket. This was a combination of me and my daughter, and then my daughters finished me out. One of them added stickers, one of them added scribbles, so I just really have their text in there, and they did the same thing on the back. And then this one I did add my own stuff and my own little words as well. I like to add poems, quotes, stuff like that. So this is a little bit of my own words and their sketches. And I did have to duct tape this one because it was falling apart. But there you have it. This is my third ever completed art journal, and you can see it is thick. This is heavy and it is full of tiny pieces of my heart. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you want to see more of. I would love to do more things that you guys are interested in as well, so let me know. I'm always here for more ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.